All right, here we are, guys. Back for another guide here. And we're going to put Extra Mile back on. We'll put, well, I'd really like this range, so I'm just going to keep my Guardian on. And we're going to go at this like this. Now, keep in mind, we're going to need some kind of tailwind. I'm assuming there's no way they're not giving us a tailwind here. And the biggest reason that I know that is because if they didn't, they would create a very unfair hole to where, you know, half of the guys with good clubs could easily get there and the other half would struggle. So I know this is going to be a tailwind, and sure enough, there it is. So I'm going to switch back up to the Titan. It's a little bit better ball. Hopefully put just a little bit of backspin on this. So I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 2. Maybe just a little bit of power. So somewhere around here. That great ball might end up costing me. So let's see how much this leans. Check. Oh, so you see I needed to hit perfect ball there. And you can see it just clipped the rough. So you'll want to be a little bit careful of that. You know, 2.5 on your backspin. Keep in mind that I had a very small wind. If your wind gets up, you'll have to not use any power. And you also really need to be very exacting. If I would have hit my perfect ball, I would have easily been in the fairway. But with Extra Mile, it has very little accuracy. And, you know, that little bit of mistake there was enough to push my ball into the rough. Not to mention I didn't have enough curl. So ideally, if you have more curl than I did, for example, Extra Mile 7, I could have used more curl, and I would have been able to, you know, also great ball, I would have kept it into the fairway. So if you can curl it more, that's what you want to do. I was at max, so there's nothing I could do curl-wise to improve my shot, unfortunately. And I just don't have, you know, the good epox or anything. Now, one of the things I can do is I could just, you know, I could blast this up here as far as possible and go for the pitch. But I think it might be a little bit more advantageous for you guys to actually see, you know, the way that this hole should be intended to play. I'd assume come weekend, you know, you guys probably won't be in the rough at all. You know, the goal is, what I do for my weekend round is I would play this with a Kingmaker, which would have had more side spin. It would have had 3 more bars of side spin. I never would have been in that rough. So, and it's also going to, you know, keep me a little bit safer to where I don't roll into the rough. So that's what I would do towards my weekend. So what I'd rather do is I'd rather show you guys how to play the exact shot. So I just pitched out for you guys so I can just show you the full guide, as opposed to me just blasting it up there and, you know, hoping to get lucky, and then you guys not even getting to see how you should be playing this, you know, with the wood. So especially with the Powerball on here, you know, we should have very good range to where we can pull this off. So what I'm thinking is somewhere around 1 bar of backspin, more or less. And what I'd like to do, you know, I'd like to kind of find a nicely grooved fairway spot up here. So I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of this for my spin. And if I can land it somewhere up here and potentially, you know, give myself a chance, just a little bit of right spin. So right in here, and I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4-ish rings, 1.5 per ring. So let's see what this looks like. And the backspin, more than anything, is just going to help control this. So no, that's not getting up there. That's too much. That didn't play down. Oh wait. Now, I don't know what happened there. Let's take a look. What was my win? 6? 4 rings. That's spot on. So it looks like it just kind of, you know, with no ball guide, I couldn't see the way that it was going to roll out, and it just didn't quite get up there. Nevertheless, that would have been a super easy pitch, straight downwind, easy to make. So, you know, very low risk. And if you can get up there, especially if you have a little bit longer club, you can easily mimic my spin the way that I did. And if you can just land it, just an extra, you know, 4 yards longer than where I did, that spin is relatively perfect. It just really needs to have that third hop be right on the fringe or very close to the fringe, which it looks like, you know, I expected it to kind of over carry and it didn't. But I know it does because I played it in Expert with a very similar wind. And, you know, if you want to kind of gauge as a, you know, see another perspective, go to the Expert shot because it's going to be very similar, but the wind's going to be 9 instead of 5. So that's essentially the only difference. So, you know, but it'll help you gain some perspective on what to expect from the shot because I was almost able to get it. It's like I was, you know, a couple more attempts, I feel like I'm going to have it very dialed. So good luck with that hole, guys. I'll catch you guys on 6.